Hi, Roger Linn here, creator of the LinnStrument. I've noticed that some people don't understand what's so great about LinnStrument's expressive touch control. So in this video, I'll try to explain why it's important for music. First, what is expressive touch control? Unlike a piano keyboard's simple on-off switches, LinnStrument's expressive touch control gives the ability to control each note's loudness, pitch, and timbre with a single finger. Pressure for loudness, left-right movement for pitch, and front-back movement for timbre, all fully polyphonic. Such instruments are also called MPE instruments for MIDI polyphonic expression. Unfortunately, the piano's pitch arrangement doesn't work well for expressive pitch control because the pitches aren't evenly spaced, making it difficult to perform the complex subtlety of pitch gestures. To fix this, LinnStrument uses the pitch arrangement of a stringed instrument with 8 rows of equally spaced consecutive semitones, with the scale pitches lit and the rows offset by musical fourth intervals by default. This layout has another advantage. It's isomorphic, meaning that a given chord or scale uses the same fingering in all 12 musical keys. Now, are there other expressive MPE instruments? Yes. There's Ableton's new Push. There's the Osmos by Expressive E. There's Roley's Seaboard Rise. There's the Hawken Continuum, which, by the way, started it all. There's the Jouer Play. There's Embodmi's Era Touch. There's Keith McMillan Instruments Keyboard Pro 4, Intuitive Instruments X-Key, and there are a few hundred MPE-compatible synths for these instruments to play. So why is expressive touch control important? Think about it. If you play a MIDI piano keyboard, you're playing music with on-off switches and knobs. Press a key to play a note, release it to stop the note. Turn 2 sideways knobs with your left hand to perform an unnatural pitch bend or vibrato. Same with drum machines. Hit a pad and the sound plays, but no variation except for strike velocity. On-off switches and knobs are great for entering data into a computer, but not so good for playing music. Interestingly, all the wind and bowed string instruments of the orchestra permit the musician to continuously control the loudness, pitch, and timbre of each note. Like the human voice, this makes for a more interesting solo performance. Not so with on-off switches. To work around the limitations of on-off switches, a few kludges have been invented over the decades, like envelope generators, LFOs, bend and mod wheels, and aftertouch, which senses pressure only after a note is already sounding. But none of these have helped much for compelling solo performances. What's the result of people playing music with on-off switches? Electronic music has largely become background music. Have you noticed that electronically generated popular recordings generally contain no instrumental solo section? This suggests that music played with on-off switches is okay for background parts like beats, sequences, and accompaniment to the human voice, but not interesting enough for a featured solo section. By comparison, current popular singers have wonderfully expressive voices full of subtle nuances in loudness, pitch, and timbre, which is why they are the foreground over the instrumental background. There are many talented musicians in the world today, but the music they create is limited by on-off switches. I made LinnStrument to give musicians a better human interface to the sound than on-off switches. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more about LinnStrument and see videos of some of the best performances, visit my website, which will appear in a few seconds.